Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. My name is Alpha Sharma and this is a series, the last lap to CLAT. I hope you can hear and see me very clearly, everybody. How are you guys today? Good evening, very good evening. Yes, clearly audible and visible to everyone. Okay, so yet another class in the series of the last lap to CLAT. A very important topic, because if you look at the number of questions that are asked on identifying the tone of the passage, almost every year we get such questions. And it's a very scoring topic as well. We just need to be able to understand how to identify the correct tone, what are the various types of tones, and if there are closed tones, how do we eliminate them. Hi everyone, I shall start in 1 more minute. I'll wait for some more people to join in. Tab tak mujhe ye batao, did you see yesterday's class on how to identify the main idea? Did everyone watch it? Did you understand it? Were you helped with it? Answer this before everything else. Movies, tum to mati bolo bachche ye baat. I have really high expectations from you. Did you watch yesterday's class? Were you helped? Did you understand how to identify the main idea? Good evening, everyone who joined me. Shrishti, if there's a major conclusion that's drawn, yes, it can be your main idea. But it's only a random conclusion that's drawn, not through the whole passage, then possibly it's not the main idea. You need to be very careful with that. With shorter paragraphs, passages like critical reasoning ones, yes, conclusion is the main idea. Okay, so yes, you were helped. Also, those people who did not watch yesterday's class, make sure you do that, because yesterday's class and today's class, they're sort of interconnected. ठीक है सत्या, makes sense, but देख लेना, ठीक है? They're sort of interconnected, because if you're able to identify the main idea, you're very close to getting the tone of the author correct as well. Okay? Yes, Ansh, it will certainly help. This class also will help you a lot, Ansh. Okay, now a couple of more things before I proceed. All my kids who were regular with my Hindu classes all these months, आज मेरी नाक मत कटवाना. Please, I have really high expectations from you. I know who all have been regular to my Hindu classes, and you, out of all the people, should get the tone of the author correct in one go. We've been practicing it for the last 1 long year. Okay? In English, that's not a big chunk, Mahi. That's a very good performance, rather. Okay, so, okay, now I have ample of people in my class. I think it's time to start. Ayalia and Komal. Okay. So now let's start talking about the tone of the author. A lot of people asked me some questions towards the end of the class, but I'm so sorry I was not able to address those questions. Today, I'll give you 5 minutes towards the end extra. If you have any more questions beyond the agenda of the class, please keep them aside till the end of the class. I'll give you 5 minutes for sure towards the end. Marks mein marks nahi aa rahe, ye galat ho raha, wo galat ho raha hai, dar lag raha hai, all of that. I'll be addressing all of that towards the end, okay? So today, right now, for 1 hour, let's focus on the tone of the author, because we certainly get questions on the tone of the author and it's very easy to master them. That's what we're going to be discussing in the class. It will help you identify the tone of the author in almost every passage that you come across. Now, how do we define what the tone is? The tone can be actually identified as the author's attitude. That is how. In yesterday's class, we answered why. Why has the passage been written? In today's class, we will identify how has the passage been written. That is, what kind of words the author has chosen to express his opinion. I might have an opinion in my mind, but how severe or how simple are my words? And what way have I organized my entire passage will help me identify the tone of the author. What is my attitude towards the main idea? Then that's why I say the main idea is completely interconnected to the tone of the author question. Now, all of those people who watched my previous many videos that I've created on the tone of the author, you know, I simply believe in categorizing the tones into 3 categories. What the 3 categories were? Who's going to tell me that? Harsh, that's very good. So what were the 3 categories? I'm absolutely good, Stuti. I hope you're good too. Aditya, I expect you to score a 90 plus. Yes, exactly, Suraj. Positive, negative, and neutral. Exactly. These are the 3 categories we divide all our tones in. So the tones can be positive, negative, or neutral. That is all the tones that we can think of. Can be broadly, not strictly, but broadly be divided. Remember my words, not strictly, but broadly be divided into the 3 categories that we have here. So for example, if I have belligerent as a tone, or condescending as a tone, or aggressive as a tone in a simpler word, we have examples of negative tones. Or we have praiseworthy or ebullience or reverential, we have positive tones. And then on the basis of opinions, we defined our tones into positive and negative. So one thing that we need to pay attention to while we are answering the tone of the author is, one, what is the author's opinion? So for example, I write a passage to express my opinion. For example, the passage comes out of an editorial. Editorials are full of opinions. I will certainly have an opinion. Is my opinion positive or negative? And accordingly, I'll divide it into the positive and negative tones. So if, for example, I have 4 options, A, B, C, D, all these 4 can be divided into these 3 categories. If I have an opinion, it will be the positive or negative. And if I have no opinion, I'll have a neutral tone. Like newspaper's first page. So I might be expository, or I might be analytical or descriptive. These are neutral tones where I don't express my personal opinion. You don't know what I believe in. I'm merely defining something or analyzing something. So elimination of options becomes very easy for us if we are able to identify the author's opinion, if there's an opinion or not. Once we know that, the elimination becomes very easy. But, so I hope this theory is clear to everyone. Yes? Movies? Guys, I am trying to look into the chat that's targeted to me. Can we please focus on the class right now? Movies, I keep telling you that you need to trust yourself. And if you focus more on what I'm teaching, that's going to make your score better rather than fretting. I hope that makes sense. Ali, I'm going to answer your question by the end of the class. Okay, everyone, please stick with me till the end of the class. You have any question about your performance, about anything else beyond the tone of the author, I promise you have 5 additional minutes towards the end of the class. Let's stick to the agenda, everyone. Yes, Alifia, I'll help you eliminate that as well. Okay, back to it, everybody. So I have an important question. I understand how the author is thinking, but some words I've never even heard of. That's the second biggest catch. Rather, the biggest catch, not even the second one. Knowing the meaning of the words. So I expect you to do some homework. Okay, I'll not be giving you a list today. You can merely Google them out. You can watch all my previous videos where I had given you lists of words. and you need to find out more synonyms and more antonyms. But trust me, I've got many new words today. So you'll be able to learn many, many new words. The only catch is, apart from identifying the correct tone, identifying the meaning of the word is also a catch. And tone of the author can be a test of your vocabulary too. इसलिए आपको सिर्फ इस पे ध्यान देना है कि आप एक लिस्ट बनाइए, make a list of all the words that you've come across, memorize the words, and then try to differentiate between close ones. Close ones, for example, we have descriptive and expository. These are two very close options which appeared in last year's paper as well. I have explained this multiple times. I'll take one last try to explain the difference between expository and descriptive, or explanatory and descriptive. Let me give you an example. First page says XYZ. Okay, XYZ person was shot dead. Okay, please don't link it to any real life scenario and don't blame me that I did not use the name. XYZ person was shot dead. Okay, and then at the bottom it says refer to page number 2. Page number 1 says XYZ person was shot dead. Will it be descriptive or expository? What do you think should the answer be? Think carefully and answer. Diya, they are synonymous. There's no difference between these two. Yes, Diya, that's what you have to do. Listing them into these 3 categories. So Karthik, I hope I was able to answer your question. You need to memorize the meaning of the words. Okay. So first page, expository or descriptive? Expository, yes. And when we come to the second page, it's more descriptive. That is, descriptive will have more information. The first page will be expository. That is, the difference is descriptive has more details of how it happened, when it happened. Remember that. Okay? Descriptive in page 2. Page 1 will be expository. I hope you get the difference. There's a very thin line. Explaining and then describing. There's a very, very thin line of difference between that. I hope you get it. Narrative is merely storytelling. Sirf kahani sunana. Okay? Alright. So, yes, Aditya, you're absolutely right. So that's what it is. We just need to identify the attitude of the author and the opinions the author has mentioned. We need to know what is said and how it is said. What is said? Main idea. How it is said. Remember, how is what we need to identify. And please memorize the unknown words that you come across today. And please watch my previous recorded videos as well. Just type my name and type tone of the author along with my name. You'll find possibly 4 or 5 videos that I've made. You'll find a list of many, many words. I've given you theory in those classes. So that's about the class. Are we guys ready for the first passage that I give you? We'll answer only and only tone of the author questions today. Are we ready, everyone? Ready? If you're ready, first hit a like and then hit a share. Let's move on. So here we go. By the way, taking notes is very important. Without notes, you'll not be able to memorize the words. And if you're targeting CLAT 23, a comprehensive combo course has been launched. December CLAT, 6 months left. Jaldi se enroll kar lo. Time hai, prepare kar loge. Selection ho jayega. You know we have the best faculty in the industry. Look no further. I shall see you in the classes very, very soon. Here is the first passage. 2 pages. Send me a done when you're done reading this. Wait, I'll remove my picture. changing the slide. Done. Don't ask me the meaning of any word, please. What do you think is the answer here? Provocative, facetious, argumentative, introspective. What's the correct answer? Just a minute, guys. C, B, C, D. Okay. All right, guys. Let's talk about something. What did I tell you? We'll have to focus on the fact, first thing first, that if the author has any opinion or not. What do you think? Does the passage express any opinion? Is there any opinion? Yes or no? Are there opinions in the passage? No, there are none. There are no opinions. Since there are no opinions in the passage, my answer cannot be provocative, because for being provocative, we need to have a very negative tone. Do you agree with it, everyone? He is negative, is he? To provoke somebody, we need to have a very negative, condescending tone. Since there is no negative, condescending tone, A cannot be my answer. Can I also eliminate any other option with that logic? Yes. Facetious also is a very negative tone. Facetious is when there's a serious issue, but you take it in a very casual manner, in a very flippant manner, where you just make fun of the situation, which is a very severe and sincere one. So, facetious also cannot be my answer. A and B are eliminated. Now, I'm left with only two. Bilkul, facetious bhi nahi ho sakta. I'm left with only two options. So, no, Abhishek, it cannot be a facetious. So, my answer here has to be an absolute C. For being introspective, that was a close tone. Now, I'll tell you how is that wrong. Introspective is when I sit and I think on my own. Whereas, if you look at the passage, the author argues. See, I'll show you here. This convention, okay. He argues, this may be correct, this may not be correct. He argues. He analyzes and he argues. He does not sit and brood over what could the reason be. That is exactly why introspective cannot be a tone. So, everyone, so movies, that's exactly why I say you need to trust yourself and stop fretting, okay? Yes, tech online, the tone can also be analytical. Agreed for that as well. Okay? Abhishek, B is going to be wrong because B is a very negative tone. When you take things very lightly, when they're very serious, you just kid around and joke around. That's incorrect. That's what not he's doing. He's a very serious person who argues about the theories. Okay? Introspection is self-examining, thinking about your own actions. आर्ग्यूमेंटेटिव होता है बच्चे आर्ग्यू करना, क्या सही है क्या गलत है, काउंटर क्वेश्चन करना, चीजों को एनालाइज करना. So that's why the answer is going to be a C, argumentative. All right, let's move to the second passage, everyone. But before that, if you're targeting CLAT 22, batch 3 of the crash course has been launched. Make sure you enroll yourself right away because you still have some days left and you can do a quick revision with us. Here we go with the second passage. Send me done when you're done, everyone. Changing the slide. Here we go with the question, everyone. Flippant, acerbic, narrative, pedantic. Don't Google. What's the answer? You can, if you know the meaning of the words, you can outrightly eliminate all the options. हाँ, ये देखो मेरे बच्चे आ गए जो मेरे हिंदू क्लास में रेगुलर आते हैं, एक शॉट में करेक्ट आंसर. Absolutely, my children, absolutely. Yes, Karthik, towards the end I will. Okay. Correct, Karthik. You can easily eliminate. Correct, Aditya. You have your answer. It's a clear answer. It's a narrative one. Flippant, acerbic, pedantic. Flippant and acerbic are extremely negative tones. Flippant is, again, Somebody who just jokes around in sincere situations, severe situations, who makes fun of the severe situations is a flippant one. Acerbic is very, very rude. Somebody who's very rude is acerbic. Harsh tone is acerbic tone. Pedantic is somebody who is aware of the author is concerned with minute details. Okay, where it's only information and minute details, which is and obsessively in an obsessive manner, not in terms of only explanation, but being obsessed with tiny, tiny details. That's pedantic. That also cannot be the answer because this also comes with a little bit of negative connotation. I have only and only one neutral tone. Identifying the opinion. Since there is no opinion, he merely tells you story. And that's exactly why a neutral tone has to be my answer. The answer is going to be a narrative tone. Yes. Okay. So all those people, tomorrow's Hindu class is not uploaded on our YouTube channel yet, but the class is going to happen. So make sure you come live at 10 a.m. Okay. The class is going to happen at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Back to the next question, everyone. Ready? Here we go. How many questions do I have? I have 8 questions today, 8 passages today. Passage number 3. Send me done when you're done. On YouTube, Nikita. It is Dhruv. Changing the slide. Karthik like me. I don't know, Vishwas. Don't Google. It's a very easy tone. You should have guessed it. My Hindu class kids must have guessed it by now. Am I very proud of my Hindu classes and the kids who attend them? I am. No, Sangeeta. एक शॉट में करेक्ट आंसर आएगा सबका. Condescending. Introspective narrative. Introspective narrative. Okay. So you guys are confused between two tones. See, The answers cannot, it certainly cannot be condescending, because in a condescending tone, it's a patronizing tone. I speak in a very haughty manner where I consider myself too superior and everybody else very, very inferior, and it's a very demeaning tone. I've given you three synonyms to it: condescending, uh, kahi synonyms, all these, okay? So it's a very demeaning one. It's a very, you look down upon people. So extremely negative. There was not, she did not look down upon herself. Rather, she only explained what her life was. Was she narrating the story of her life, or sorry, was she narrating a story of her life, or was she brooding, sitting and thinking and contemplating about her actions? What was she doing here? So let me make it clear between B and D. Was she sitting and brooding and contemplating? I marked B as an answer. Should I have gone for that? I did this wrong. I should have studied more there. That's introspection. Going into the past and thinking about your actions and then weighing what you should have done and what you shouldn't. Is that what is being done in the passage? If yes, then the answer is introspective. But if no, then the answer is a narrative one. What do you think is the answer? Think about it again. You're patronizing Aditya for condescending, correct? Did she talk about actions she had taken that were wrong? Did she regret anything? No, she didn't. She merely, let me take you back. She tells you of how she was, what she is. That's what she's telling you. She's not weighing her own actions. She's not contemplating here what she did and what she should have done, what her grandmother did. She's only and only telling you a story. It cannot be introspective, it has to be a narrative tone. Okay? Yes, it has to be a narrative one. The answer is a D. Is it buffering, guys? Is it buffering? Am I clearly visible and audible, everyone? Yep, I think I am. Please give me a second. Looks like it's buffering. Give me a second, guys. Yeah. All right. So let's move on. A lot of you got it correct, but some of you were confused between introspective. I hope you're able to eliminate that now. Please, with the closed tones, please think, why has the passage been written and how has it been written? Identifying the tone will be interrelated to identifying the theme of the passage as well. Next passage here, everyone. Yes, read this and send me a done. Yeah, pedestrian is very, very unattractive and very simple yet very boring. Is simply written one, but a very boring one. That's pedestrian. Yes, so very, very important. Changing the slide. Yes, of course, Aditya, you can be. Changing the slide, everyone. I don't know, Srinath. Send me done when you're done with the page. It's an easy tone. What is the answer here? What do you think is the answer? Okay. I am so happy, Ayushi. Is it buffering? Yeah, sure. Is it fine now? Is it fine, everyone? It looks fine to me. Is it fine now? Yeah. Sorry, something went wrong. So D, 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 D. Everyone says D unanimously.